I had no idea who they were, but this 4 minutes worth of music, I was like hooked.
The queens of rock and roll, Fanny.
Take care of yourself. This is your story.
Fanny is iconic, truly before their time. Men coveted rock and roll, that was theirs.
This is a girl with an instrument on. So, okay, this is a game changer.
Fanny was the first all-woman rock band that could really play and really get some credibility within the musician community.
So we broke through that barrier, and it wasn't through talking. We just fucking did it. There was so much pressure all the time. I mean, you have to remember how young we were and how scared we were, really. We're brown and nobody knows where the Philippines is. And many times when I felt worthless and challenged.
Back to Queerguru TV. It's a long time since I saw you last. And this time we're here to talk about your new movie, Fanny, which has got the honor of being chosen as the closing gala night film at Outfest very soon. Now, Bobbi Jo, can you tell me about the film in your own words without giving it all away?
I mean, ultimately, the film is about righting the wrongs of music history. Yeah. And I mean, I discovered Fanny about 5 years ago, looking for a new guitar for my daughter. And up comes this story on this section called Stories on a Guitar website. And I couldn't believe I hadn't heard of Fanny. So, I mean, ultimately, the film is about righting the wrongs of music history. And it's really the untold story of this, you know, self-formed garage band from the 60s, the Svells, that included Filipino American and silently queer bandmates that morphed into this incredible, groundbreaking rock group, Fanny. And it intercuts the backstory with incredible archives and interviews of the band and why they're groundbreaking, and also intercuts that with a present day story. You know, 50 years later, they reunite with a new rock record deal. So how could I not film that?
I was thinking, well, maybe she was a groupie back then. That's how you knew about
Oh my God!
But so tell me then, the renewal, the reunion, was that before your film, or is this a part of your film?
It's a part of the film. I mean, when I first discovered Fanny, I mean, I'm a cinema verite filmmaker, you know, and I love following life as it's unfolding. And so I really wanted to film this story with Fanny, intercutting this incredible backstory, because we had the great archives and music, and the story's incredible, but I wanted to intercut it with a forward momentum narrative, you know, that's happening now. So I'd been in touch with, you know, June Millington and Alice DeBure for a bit, but I couldn't see what the present day story could be. So I was waiting, and I was still, you know, finishing and touring with Rebels on Point when this was starting to bubble. And so, but then in 2016 or 17 was the Women's March on Washington, the day that number 45 was inaugurated. And my daughter woke up from that election crying. She was 12 years old, and she was crying about just like I was crying too. And when the Women's March was announced in DC, I just said, okay, we have to go. So my daughter and I went to DC, and we were there, and she was climbing a tree with her cousin, and we were about a few blocks from the stage. And I hadn't been in touch with any of the Fanny bandmates, with June or Alice, for, you know, about 6 months. Or 5 months or 3. Anyways, it'd been a few months. So I'm watching Madonna on stage, talking away and about to sing. And then there's a group of women behind her. And then on the jumbo screen is a close up. And I see June Millington with her iPhone, like behind Madonna's shoulder, just going like this. And I'm like, oh my God, that's June Millington, the lead guitarist of Fanny. So I couldn't get through on the phone. But that night I talked to her, and she's like, hey, Bobbi, great to hear from you. By the way, we've got a new rock record deal. We're filming in 3 weeks. You know, I'm not filming. We're starting to record the album in 3 weeks. So as you can imagine, I rallied the troops, you know, got my DOP camera woman, Claire Sanford. We threw the gear in the car, and we took a road trip down to Goshen, Massachusetts, where June runs the Institute for the Musical Arts with her partner wife, Anne. And we hung out there for 6 days. The first 6 days of the band reuniting, or three bandmates, Jean, June, and Bree, the three Filipino American bandmates, and June and Anne hosted, you know, the band, and they had the incredible studios and recording studios at IMA. And so, yeah, so that's how it started. We filmed for those first 6 days, and it was amazing.
Both your films now have educated me enormously. There's a good queer story in the background, and I thought I knew my queer history well, but you've gone for the, rather than going for the obvious queer icons, you've gone, is this deliberate? You want to entertain and educate us?
I think so, yeah. I mean, my degree in university is international studies. I thought I'd work for the United Nations or the Peace Corps or something like that. And then I, you know, morphed into documentary filmmaking for the last 25 years. And I realized, looking back this year, that all of the films are about celebrating our shared humanity. They're all often all about underdogs, about untold stories, untold perspectives of our world. But again, but through the universal elements that unite us: family, love, loss, success, failure, and especially identity.
But one thing I'm slightly confused about your film is that when they say it was impossible or tough to be gay and a member of Fanny, can you explain it to me more?
Well, when Alice DeBure said that, I mean, basically the record company had said, you know, you can't publicly come out and be in the band. So basically there were, you know, from my understanding of what she was expressing to me, was that she would have to leave the band if she were to come out at that time. So as she says in the film, you know, you said we were taken or we have boyfriends, but you could not say that you were gay. So
Bobbi, that's in the 60s?
Yeah, 70s.
That's even more important. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that was in the 70s that they, and if you comb the hundreds and hundreds of articles written, I've never seen one that mentions they're Filipino American or that they're queer.
That is absolutely amazing. So, two things now. What happens to Fanny the band? Where's their journey going to be, do you think?
It's really exciting because there's like history or her story, or however you want to frame it, at Outfest. I mean, on August 22nd, you know, it's, as you mentioned, the closing night film of Outfest. There's a red carpet ceremony. There's going to be awards for, you know, different icons and supporters of LGBTQ community, including Octavia Spencer. I guess I could tell you is it's planned like the Linda Lindas, the teen punk band that released the song Sexist Racist Boy recently that went viral. They're going to be coming to the screening to support their, you know, musical godmothers. And 5 of the 6 Fanny bandmates are going to be there. Like, to me, that's the most incredible part of all of this, that they're going to be there reuniting 5 of the 6 bandmates, and they're going to perform after the film. Like, literally, they're playing on, you know, somewhere on different, you know, there were a couple different, you know, incarnations of Fanny when bandmates left, but they're all going to be, you know, playing on each, you know, on different songs, even if they weren't on that particular album. There's this team energy, like right now with like the set list and their rehearsals on Zoom. And so that's going to be an epic night after that film of this band, you know, a 30-minute set of Fanny, and you may never see that ever again. So where that leads them, right now, I mean, fans that want to discover Fanny should be coming to the films and seeing these incredible performances they're going to see right after the film or before the film right now. But, you know, I mean, if Blue Alon Records does another album with them, who knows? I mean, that they produced and released the amazing album that I followed in the film, Fanny Walk the Earth, which people can still get.
Then run their details as well as yours, so people can chase and pursue them and become fans of them too. So, exactly. So you're in the middle of your festival circuit, I presume, right now.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. I mean, the world premiere was at Hot Docs in end of April, early May. And the film won the Audience Choice Award at Hot Docs, which was a huge honor. It won Best Feature at Inside Out, LGBTQ LGBTQ festival in Toronto, a fabulous festival.
Yeah.
And it's won Best Music Doc at some festivals as well. And so it's really just taking off. There's a lot of US festivals coming up. If people go to the website, fannythemovie.com, they can see where it's going. A lot hasn't been announced yet because you have to wait till the press conference of the festival.
No.
But yeah, and there's going to be a theatrical release in the fall after the.
It is good. So I think you need to push that doll off to your side there to make room for the awards.
Oh, you're so cute. Yeah, it's true. I should have brought the inside out one. Is so pretty.
Oh yeah. So, and have you even thought about what's next for you? I know you have, but are you going to tell me?
Oh, you're so sweet.
Who have you discovered next?
I'm not sure. It's usually I know. I've been working on a web series all year on the side. It's a nonprofit initiative called We're All in This Together. It's a web series on YouTube. It was started to support, connect with, and entertain isolated senior citizens during the pandemic. And my mom used to work in a nursing home. So the idea of creating all this content and episodes for isolated seniors has been really meaningful. And I'm continuing doing that. And then in terms of another big project, I'm not sure yet.
Before we go, if you don't have plans, is your daughter and now a budding rock star?
You're so cute. Yeah, I mean, most people don't know, she's the little cameo. I mean, she had the cameo in Rebels on Point when they asked her to take the flowers on stage when we were filming in Scotland. And then she is when you're watching the movie, there's this anonymous girl rocking out, in different parts of the movie and carrying a guitar, but you never see her face. And that's my daughter.
Good luck with the film. And so nice to talk to you again.
You
And
too.
we'll look out for it on the circuit. And one thing about the circuit this year, I mean, the COVID has done a good thing. It's made more hybrid festivals. So your film will get to see more people in other towns in that state. Hopefully, they're doing the same in Outfest. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, we have to surf this wave of what is happening in the arts, and that's it. And we are. So I'm so glad, the hybrid festivals, we can have some live events and combine with streaming. So yeah, thank you so much for your support.
Good to talk to you.
You too. Take care.
They're like my sisters. I've known them since I was 16.
Ooh, baby, won't you give your love to me?
Being in a rock band gave us a place to belong. We were all different together.
You make me right.
They made 5 records. The Go-Go's get a lot of attention for what we did, and we only made 3 records.
They didn't have that #1 hit in the platinum records that the other bands had, but those other bands wouldn't have had those platinum records if Fanny didn't open the door. It's always the ones that started that get fucked.
Let's go back to where it all began. 17, then we started a band.
If I had many lines in my face as Keith Richards, I don't know that we would have been offered a record deal.
On the road.